There is one fact which we cannot run away from in this country. The fact that your vote and my vote don't count when it comes to choosing who becomes the president of the Republic of Kenya. That choice is normally made by a special group of people, famously referred to as the system. And you can only become the president of the Republic of Kenya through two ways. The first way is if the system decides that today we want to make Lee the president of the Republic of Kenya. And they'll do everything to make you the president. The second way is if you are lucky, like Daniel Torotich Arap Moi was lucky, and the serving president dies while in office. Then constitutionally, you take over. So those are the only two ways of becoming the president of the Republic of Kenya. Because if there was any other way, Mwai Kibaki would have served as the president of this country for only one term. But the system insisted and he served for 2 terms. If there was any other way, RAILA Odinga today would have served 2 terms or 1 term. Because RAILA Odinga won elections free, fair and square in 2007. And if there's a way, probably Kenneth Matiba would have served this country as a president. But because the system did not allow them, they never became presidents in this republic called Kenya. And I know a lot of guys are asking, but Mwai Kibaki became the president. Yes, Mwai Kibaki became the president because the system was comfortable with him becoming the president of the Republic of Kenya. If you study Mwai Kibaki, he was part of a system from the word go, from the way he was picked from Makerere, from the way he was brought to split the vote for Matiba, up to the time he became the president. So Mwai Kibaki was part of the system. So the system was comfortable with him. But RAILA Odinga was not favored by the system when he contested in 2007. That's why he won. He never became the president. But I've been asking myself a lot of questions. Is there behind the scene moves by the system to make Raila Amolo Odinga the president of the Republic of Kenya? Because there's serious indications that the system is either planning 2 things. The first thing the system could be planning is to use Raila Amolo Odinga to help them put whoever they want to put in office in 2002. The person could be Matiang'i, the person could be Gideon Moi, the person could be Musalia Mudavadi. So the system might be planning to use him to put someone in office. Let me just adjust this a bit. Number 2, I'm thinking that maybe the system has now decided to put Raila Odinga in office. And why am I saying so? Let me just go through why I think the system probably have changed their hearts and minds, and now they want to put Raila Odinga in office. So that after that we cannot go into the details, what I consider the behind the scene moves. Why do you think the system could be changing their hearts to support Raila Odinga? In my view, 5 factors. Number 1 is age. We know Raila Odinga is an old man. And the system could be comfortable that with the Raila Odinga being the president as an old man, they can still control him. And the other thing on this could be that they've figured out that if they make Raila Odinga at his current age, Raila Odinga cannot plan for the next 20 years. I don't think so. I don't think Raila Odinga can plan for the next 10 years. Raila Odinga will just be planning for the next 5 years. Probably because the only thing he has not actualized in life is becoming the president of the Republic of Kenya. And therefore, the system can put him there, make him serve for 5 years, then allow him to go home. Because remember, even the last election, it was going to be the last bullet. It wasn't. So probably the system have realized that this guy, the only thing he has not achieved in life is becoming the president. And because he's aged, so we can allow him 5 years. Because after that 5 years, now we can, within 5 years, we'll be ready to groom someone else. That's number two is historical mistakes. The historical mistakes in this country, which these guys might want to fix. At independence, Raila's father, Uhuru's father, Mzee Kenyatta and Jaramogi fought for independence, and there were betrayals. And the system believes that because of this betrayal is why we have a country so much divided. So probably they want to fix that. So by allowing Raila Odinga to serve for 5 years, then that idea of betrayal would go. Number three, in my view, there's a possibility that the system is aware that in this country, there's this talk behind undertones that really a country cannot be ruled by two tribes. We've been ruled by Kikuyus, and again Kalenjins have ruled, and again taking it again to Kalenjins for now over 60 years. It doesn't make sense to people. So probably they want to break that. And the only way is to bring Raila Odinga. Then after 5 years, now they can go back to whoever they wanted to continue. Number four is normally business interest. Who can serve the interest of the system, of the cartels? And these people are normally not very many. Such that if a tender for the SGR from Kisumu, from Naivasha is going to be extended all the way to Malaba, who is going to get that tender? Kenya Power cartels, who are going to control that sector. Is that person going to be William Ruto? I'm sure they've tested William Ruto. They know William Ruto is also a shrewd politician. Will not allow them. In fact, will crush them. Because we saw William Ruto even venturing into energy sector, which is the core of their businesses. So is Raila Odinga the person? So I think they've been thinking. So and saying, okay, we have two individuals here. Probably it can work. And lastly, let's face it, and this is the reality, is that Uhuru Kenyatta and the system are keen on stopping William Samoei Ruto. But how do they stop him? Because even Ruto alluded to that in the interview with Ken Mijungo the other day. Who can they use to stop him? Is it Gideon Moi? Can Gideon Moi defeat William Ruto? Does he have the balls? Who next? Musalia Mudavadi flip-flopping. Fred Matiang'i, maybe. And I strongly believe that, just like I said, there could be two options. Right? To use Raila to support someone else, I think Fred Matiang'i is in that equation. So they might think that, okay, the only person who can help us stop this man is Raila Amolo Odinga. And why am I saying that the system could be working at the background? What are the signals that there could be behind the scene moves to make Raila Amolo Odinga the president of the Republic of Kenya? Let us go straight. Number one, handshake. What has the handshake achieved in this country? It has only achieved one main thing: splitting Jubilee Party and making William Samoei Ruto appear as if he's a stranger in government. And the handshake has managed to help Raila Odinga now can sit and talk with people with the system basically. So I think that handshake was designed to destroy Jubilee, just like Uhuru is, just like the DP has been maintaining, and also to lock the deputy president. So that handshake politics, probably we need to go further into it. Number 2 is the appointment of Raila Odinga as the High Representative for Infrastructure for the Africa Union. That appointment, in my view, was political. Why? If you remember, any time elections are held in this country, Africa Union are always the first to give the elections clean bill of health. And that's what they intended to do here. And again, if you look at the history of Africa Union in the world, in Africa, it has only helped in doing one thing: enriching impunity and continuity of the system. Actually, Africa Union is a cartel. It's run by cartel. It's run by cartels. So the African Union appointment has enabled Raila Odinga to traverse the entire Africa, meeting with the heads of states from all parts of Africa. What does that mean? It has provided Raila Odinga with a chance to network with these leaders. It has also provided Raila Odinga with a chance to supervise mega projects in Africa. And most of those projects, normally they translate into businesses. So I think it was by design that he was made the High Representative for Infrastructure by the Africa Union. Number 3, state machinery. We all know, and we've heard allies of the deputy president complain bitterly that the deputy president doesn't even control the system, that there are certain group of people who are controlling the system. Take, for example, the Building Bridges Initiative, which is happening in Mombasa today, by the way. If you check that event, it's well secured. That's state machinery. So they've handed over Raila Odinga, state machinery, to Raila Odinga to some extent. That's why even cabinet ministers are trooping to Raila Odinga's office at Capitol Hill. Tell me if that's not, in a way, to aid Raila Odinga in his bid for the presidency. Raila Odinga is currently using the state machinery. I'm sure even the intelligence he receives. Number 4, the 4th background thing is the Building Bridges Initiative. If you study the Building Bridges Initiative clearly, it's political, and it is intended to achieve particular political objectives. And Raila Odinga is part of those objectives. Is there a chance that the system wants to play what we call capoting? So where the president now goes and serves as the prime minister, Raila Odinga becomes the president. Or what is this BBI? Is it supposed to help Raila Odinga reach out to area which he could not hesitate to reach to? For example, next week BBI will be in central Kenya. And I'm sure in Embu, Raila Odinga will be present. How will the leadership from that area welcome Raila Odinga? Just the other day, yesterday, we saw, was it on Thursday? We saw leaders from central Kenya, senators and governors meeting with Raila Odinga. That's only possible because of the Building Bridges Initiative, because they can only meet under the cover of the Building Bridges Initiative. And remember, the Building Bridges Initiative is a project of none other than the President of the Republic of Kenya, President Uhuru Kenyatta. But who is running that BBI? Raila Amolo Odinga. And if you want to understand this, just look at the intrigues of what happened in Western Kenya. Musalia Mudavadi Moses Wetangula were forced to attend the BBI meeting in Mombasa. I mean, in Kakamega. The main reason for doing that was to isolate one man, the deputy president. Because if they did not attend, if they had not attended that event, the story would have been different. But who made the call for them to attend? President Uhuru Kenyatta. And lastly, I think it's about central Kenya politics. And the question which most Kenyans are asking, is it possible that you can become the president of the Republic of Kenya with a support from two tribes, basically, from central Kenya and Rift Valley? The answer to that question is a big no. And Uhuru Kenyatta managed to get 90% of votes from central Kenya. What these guys are trying to do is that they want to deny the deputy president the opportunity to get 90% of the votes from central Kenya. Ruto will get 78%. Or he will get 80%. That will be a big blow for him because of the number of votes from central Kenya in Rift Valley and central Kenya in central Kenya. And that will be replicated back. And without the backing of the system, Raila Odinga's vote will not be stolen in those areas like it happened in Tharaka Nithi and those other places. And again, the votes will not be inflated the way they happened in the last election. And that's why Raila Odinga is currently meeting with governors, senators, and MPs from central Kenya. And just like I opined yesterday, that move is sanctioned by none other than the president. And Raila Odinga also met with a businessman from central Kenya. And one guy on this channel just reminded me that according to him, he thinks the main reason those guys met with Raila Odinga was basically to interview him. Because if you look at the guys who met Raila, Peter Monga and the other guy, those are knowledgeable people who understand the economy of central Kenya, their agriculture. So basically these guys were just interviewing Raila Odinga. Wewe tukukupea hii kazi. What can you do for our agriculture? What can you do for our economy? And basically with all those, if you ask me, there could be a plan by the system to make Raila Odinga the president of the Republic of Kenya. And if you're bumping on this video, I want you to just do one thing. Take just a second or two and hit the subscribe button here so that next time we produce a video like this, you get notified. Because what we do on this channel is simple. We analyze politics in a way it will be hard for you to get that kind of analysis and elsewhere. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without your support, this channel would not be a top channel in this country today. And the feedback I get from you guys is just amazing. Thank you guys, and may you have a good day. And by the way, the BBI is happening in Mombasa. We are waiting to see how it's going to unfold. I want you guys to help me just do one thing. Just follow it. Then at the end of it, you tell me what you think you've watched in there. And then drop me that kind of feedback on my WhatsApp number, which is 0777 741323. 077 0777 741323. Just drop me WhatsApp message on what you've observed there so that we can figure out our next analysis. Because on this channel, what has helped us is that we get feedback from all of you guys. Then from those feedbacks, we are able to create more engaging videos. And one request I always make is simple. Help me create interactions. Just give the video thumbs up if you like it. And if you don't like it, just give it thumbs down. Because if I get so many thumbs down, it would mean that video is not, you don't really like it. If you give it thumbs up, many of you, then I'll be able to understand that you liked the video. Then we can see areas to improve on. Thank you guys, and may you have a blessed day.